Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of CR Exposed Tales of the Valiant Edition. I think that's probably going to be the new opener, CR Exposed D&D or Tales of the Valiant Edition because, the channel is evolving. And if you don't evolve, you die. So, I wanted to make some changes here and I think I'm still thinking about it, and who knows when this is going to be out. My thoughts are probably going to be changed by then, but I'm thinking about updating the name of the channel to just CR Exposed, as I may have stated before. But in any event, let's get the business out of the way here. If you like what I'm doing here, and you'd like to get the tool for yourself to make perfectly balanced by the rules for Tales of the Valiant monsters, then go ahead and check my Ko-fi page below, where you too can get this tool totally for free, or donate if you so feel inclined to. Beyond that, if you'd also like to request a monster for Tales of the Valiant, go ahead and leave me a comment in the video here, because I don't have a Google form for Tales of the Valiant, and kind of pushing for, the algorithm gods to shine a light on the Tales of the Valiant episodes. So with that out of the way, let's get into today's monster. And today's monster is the Undead Death Knight, CR8 here. So let's go ahead and throw in the CR value to see what we are expecting for this monster. Now at base, we should see for a soldier line, run-of-the-mill, everything's balanced. Proficiency bonus +3, 14 to 16 AC, 175 hit points, 6 to 8 attack bonus, 56 to 61 damage per round, and 14 to 16 save DC, or difficulty check. Now with that, we're going to go ahead and start plugging in some numbers here. So I usually am just going to start from the top here and add in the modifiers. So we have a strength of 4, a dex of 0, 3 con, 1 intelligence, 5 wisdom, and 4 charisma. Now, again, if you're used to 5th edition here, then Tales of the Valiant gets rid of the numbers. We don't care about the numbers. We don't actually use the numbers besides calculating the modifiers. So, honestly, 5th edition should just get rid of the base numbers anyways. You don't need them for monsters. It doesn't look like anything here has save proficiencies, so we don't have to really worry about that, although checking the monster's CR doesn't matter in this case anyways. It does if you're making monsters, though. So you'd have to be aware of that. Now, because our monster has a 0 for dexterity, it is getting everything from its plate armor. So we're going to go ahead and throw in an extra 8 bonus here for the armor, giving us an AC of 18, which is already throwing us well over the highest range here for our CR8. Now, you'll notice that it's 2 over, which means we are going to end up reducing our monster's hit points by already 10% because this is 2 points over the maximum range of 16. Then from there, we're going to go ahead and start plugging in the rest of these numbers here. So we're hoping to see 140 hit points by the time we're done. And then we will go ahead and plug in some other stuff here. Let's scroll down on my tool here to get into the save areas, or not necessarily saves, but the resistances, and go ahead and give vulnerability to radiant damage, which is going to increase our hit points by 5 or maybe 8%, one of those. And then we also have immunities to necrotic, frightened, and undead resilience. So necrotic damage, we are immune to that, and we are immune to the frightened condition. So we'll come over here and put that in. Doesn't really matter if it's immune or resistant, they count both the same. And then we can come down to undead resilience and get the rest of the information here, which the Death Knight is immune to poison damage and to exhaustion and the poison condition, which is good to see because then we'll have 3 conditions in our resistances area, and that will trigger in some more reductions or applications, who knows. The tool will do the work for us. So we need poisoned, we are immune to poisoned, and we are also immune to exhaustion here. So with those 3 immunities in here, we are also getting another -5% to our Death Knight because of all these little extras. And then we have, one more thing, poison damage. I think, yes, I did not put poison immunity in there as well. So this one may or may not, it affects it ironically a little differently. We have, for every 2 types of damage to which the monster is immune or resistant, we are losing 8% rather than just the 5%. So there's a little bit of an extra there for those 2, but we are also counterbalancing that with vulnerability to radiant. So we are only losing 3% from this section here. While we're here at this, let's go ahead and finish up with these extra traits here. We do have Disgraced Rejuvenation, which is just a rejuve, bringing them back to life. That doesn't matter. We do have Magic Resistance, which is right here. So we're going to tick this box off and we will lose another 5%. I actually need to get rid of this 0. The 0 doesn't make any difference, so that needs to just be a dash mark for that area. And then we also have Undead Nature, which just means, you know, our undead just doesn't require air, food, drink, or sleep. All right, so with that out of the way, we're going to take a look at the artwork for a second as I scroll past that and get into the rest of the monster here. So for the rest of the monster, we're going to come back up to the top a little bit. I may rework this so it's just a kind of straight down the line here instead of having to jump all over the place. But you will see that we have a multi-attack. The Death Knight makes 3 Greatsword or Necrotic Bolt attacks, which is wild. That's plenty of damage coming from this guy here, or gal, or them, whichever way you prefer. So our Greatsword is going to be a +7 to hit, as well as our Necrotic Bolt. So it looks like one way or the other, probably either through Charisma or our Strength bonus, we are going and getting that 7. So we don't need to necessarily worry about, changing this in any fashion. We are good to go there, and we are right in the middle range of the expected attack bonus, which is perfect. And let's throw in this damage here. So we have 2d6 plus our strength bonus for 11 on that, which is excellent. And then we have 2d6 necrotic damage for an additional 7. And we will go ahead and tally those together for a total of 18 for our Greatsword, which is great because our Necrotic Bolt is also 18. So regardless of which way you go, this Death Knight is going to be slinging the same amount of damage, which just makes life so much more efficient. Just for the fun of it, I'll throw in Charisma, since technically Death Knights are kind of like Paladins, and they are based off of Charisma, and we will go ahead and throw that in there. Get rid of that suggestion because Google's a pain in my butt. And then we will work out the rest of the damage here. Let's just do that. So both of these are going to be the same. It doesn't matter. There's no modifications for conditions and what have you. So we will take this, one of these cells, times it by 3, and get ourselves 54 damage for the total attack. Now, since this is what we're doing every round of combat, there's no differences. We do have bonus actions and reactions that will be taken into account later. We will just go ahead and use the concentration because every round of combat is going to be the same. And that actually puts us a little under the lowest range for our DPR, which at the moment is going to give us a +1 bonus here, one multiplication of adjustments here for an extra 5% hit points. So technically it's a little low for damage, but a little high for armor class. So we're kind of counterbalancing ourselves here. Now let's take a look at the other actions we can do here. Our bonus action of Champion's Challenge, which, it's a typical thing of we are giving disadvantage to a target if they attack anyone else but us. So that shouldn't actually go into effect against our monster's DPR. And then we have 2 reactions. We have Parry and we have Soul Drain. Now the parry is going to be down here. We have Parry, Uncanny Dodge, or similar reactions. So we go ahead and click that, giving us a -10 modifier here in hit points because of that ability to throw an extra 3 AC from our proficiency bonus. Excuse me. And that's going to be it for the parry. Now we also do have Soul Drain. Now the Soul Drain, I was looking at this before getting the video started here, and I'm not quite sure if it's going to affect our Death Knight or not, because it's going to take a while potentially to bring a player or character down to 0 hit points and have the Death Knight get the final blow. So let's take a look at the hit points and see if we're at 140 right now. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and see where we can potentially add in this Soul Drain here to get the balance or get the CR that we're expecting for this Death Knight in the printed book here. So going up to the top, we are currently looking at 175 expected hit points for that, but we are adjusted to 131. So we're actually coming in lower than what is suggested here on the page. So my question is, what did I do differently that they didn't do? Or what did I yeah, what did I do that they didn't, that is bringing me a little lower than is expected? So let's see here. The AC is correct. The creature is resistant or immune to 3 or more conditions, which it is. So we're getting that properly. We have for every 2 types of damage to which the creature is resistant or immune. That's okay. Magic resistance is proper. Parry is proper. And then we also have for every 2 damage that the creature is below the minimum average, we are gaining 1 there. And we are also gaining, let's see here, for every 2 types of damage to which the creature, every type that they are vulnerable. So we are getting 1 there. Curious. I wonder why I am a little off. So maybe our Death Knight technically shouldn't be 140 hit points and actually should be 131, actually. Unless I'm missing something here, which doesn't look like it. Everything seems to be pretty accurate. So maybe this is the printed one here is a little off. It seems like I might have the right numbers. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like the CR6 Mage, which was really off. That one was surprising. Let's see here. Double check a couple things. Everything. I don't think I'm missing anything, to be honest. If I am, please let me know in the comments if I've overlooked something here for the monster that should be giving an extra bonus here, or I've given too many negatives. But in any event, at the moment, it seems like our Death Knight is, what is this, 714, a few percentages off. So I would rate this at, like a 93% for the monster, an A-, being pretty close to the 100% of exactly, the hit points being for a CR8. That's how I judge the monsters for Tales of the Valiant here. If their hit points are what the printed value is, then I give them, 100% or off somewhere around those lines. All right, so thank you so much for watching. And again, if you'd like to get your hands on this tool, you can do so by clicking the Ko-fi link in the description below and getting it completely for free or donating if you feel like it. Otherwise, thank you so much to anyone that has supported me already. You'll probably see December or November's supporters here that have either done some one-offs or, if I have any by now, some monthly supporters. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video.